Join me as I dive into the controversial topic of forgiveness and take on the challenge of examining the 5 gospel leaders that Bishop Paul Morton refuses to forgive. Bishop Paul Morton is a highly respected figure in the gospel community, known for his powerful sermons and messages of love and redemption. Forgiveness is a cornerstone of his faith, but there are some wounds that run too deep, and some betrayals that are too painful to overlook. His stance on forgiveness is not one of blanket absolution but of genuine, heartfelt reconciliation. For decades, Bishop Paul Morton has been one of the most respected voices in gospel music and the church, but today, he's breaking a silence that has lasted for years, and trust me, you've never heard him speak like this before. In a rare and emotional revelation, Bishop Morton is naming the 5 gospel icons who crossed him so deeply. He says he will never forgive them. These are not petty disagreements. These are stories of betrayal, broken trust, and wounds that cut straight to the heart of his ministry. And when you hear who's on this list and why, you'll never look at gospel music the same way again. The gospel music world is often painted as a place of unity, love, and faith, but behind the pulpit, behind the harmonies, and behind the God bless you smiles, there's a side most people never see. A side filled with politics, rivalry, and even betrayal. Bishop Paul Morton, founder of the Full Gospel Baptist Church Fellowship and one of the most influential gospel leaders in modern history, has always carried himself with grace and humility, but in a recent, jaw-dropping conversation, the bishop decided it was time to speak his truth. For years, whispers have followed him, rumors about fallouts with major gospel stars, disputes that spilled over into the church world, and friendships that went from holy to hostile. Until now, he's chosen to take the high road, but this time Bishop Morton says enough is enough. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what happened, why Bishop Morton feels these 5 gospel icons will never be forgiven, and how these events shook the foundation of the gospel industry. And trust me, the names on this list will leave you in absolute shock. Bishop Paul Morton began his ministry journey surrounded by people he thought he could trust with his life. One of those people was a fellow gospel leader who for years walked side by side with him, sharing stages, prayer meetings, and even family dinners. In the gospel community, as in any tight-knit group, conflicts and challenges are inevitable. Personalities clash, egos bruise, and sometimes, the very things that unite us can also drive us apart. These leaders, like any others, are not immune to the trials and tribulations of their calling. The pressure to maintain a perfect image can sometimes lead to a facade that hides the true pain and hurt. For Bishop Morton, the reasons for refusing to forgive these particular leaders run deep. He cites personal betrayals, a lack of accountability, and a disregard for the well-being of others in the community. These actions, he believes, have caused harm not just to him personally but to the very fabric of the gospel community. The pain and hurt caused by these leaders have left scars that Bishop Morton feels are too fresh, too raw. The hurt caused by these leaders is not just about personal offense, it's about the impact on the community's faith and trust. When leaders fail, it can shake the foundations of people's beliefs and leave them questioning everything. Bishop Morton emphasizes that forgiveness is not easy and should not be given lightly. It must be earned, and for him, these leaders have yet to make amends. One of the most impactful moments in Bishop Morton's discussion on forgiveness is his emphasis on the importance of genuine repentance. He stresses that without a sincere acknowledgement of wrongdoing and a commitment to change, forgiveness is merely a word, empty and without power. This statement resonates deeply, as it speaks to the heart of what forgiveness truly means. It's not just about moving on, it's about healing and restoration. In summarizing Bishop Morton's key points, it becomes clear that forgiveness, while essential, is a complex and multifaceted issue. He urges the community to hold leaders accountable and to seek genuine reconciliation. The significance of forgiveness in healing relationships within the gospel community cannot be overstated. It's a pathway to healing, but one that requires honesty, humility, and a willingness to confront the pain. If you've ever struggled with forgiveness in your own life, I want to hear about it. Share your story with us in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out another video on our channel that explores more on the topic of forgiveness and redemption in the gospel community. Thanks for the watching and subscribes.